What's happening, Facebook? I don't go live often, but when I do, it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I'm going to share something with you today. I'm going to blow your mind today, by the way. Just know the rest of the weekend, you won't be able to sleep, and that's okay. And that's okay. That's a good thing. That's a healthy thing when you're excited about something that could really change your life. So, what's up, Ryan? What's up, my brother Jerry Simon, Wanda? Hey, what's up? Blake, we got a bunch of people joining in, man. Thanks for joining in. What's up, Crystal? What's up, Russell? How you doing, brother? George, local Huntoon, how you doing? I might end up. I can add some of you to my broadcast. I might have to bring some of y'all on board today. What's up, Kevin? So today was the official day, and I'm going to cover a few things. I don't even remember what I put in the headline, so I know I'm going to share with you Ray Dalio's #1 principle, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be here talking to you. I'm also going to share a little bit of truth about eXp Realty. If you haven't heard about it, you're going to hear about it here, and you can also watch a webinar that I attached to this that me and Al Stasek did, covering that business and that opportunity. And then, I've kind of done the unthinkable, so we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Hey, what's happening? All right, Jake's on board. Look at that. What's up, man? Awesome. Kelly Bridges, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, so good to see you guys. Like I said, I don't go live often, so when I do, it means I have something important to say. I don't always have a lot of things that are important to say, and this is important. So, and I'm sure Al, I'm gonna add you to the broadcast. I don't even know what happens when we do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm inviting you to the broadcast, Mr. Al Stasek. You should be joining me shortly. No idea what happens when you get connected. Are you there, Al? There he is.
Hey,
what's happening?
What's happening? What's going on? What's going on?
Not much, man. Actually, just jumping on after our morning being announced at eXp. So to completely let the cat out of the bag, Al, who joined eXp, 70 days ago?
About 70 days, maybe 71.
Right. Basically, actually, to tell the whole story, and I won't tell the whole story because you can listen to part of that on the webinar, but Al shared this opportunity with me. I had no incentive whatsoever to listen to what Al had to say because I own my own brokerage. Why would I even think about joining another brokerage? And I want to break down to you why you should listen, because this is really important. I really wanted to break it down to the principle. And in my life, it's kind of come down to this. I'm 40 years old. I'll never catch Al. Al's got me on the age, but I'm getting gray hair, and you start really thinking as you get a little bit older, like, am I doing what I really love? Am I really living with the passion, and am I doing something that I'm going to make the most impact on the most people's lives? Am I doing that right now with my life, or is there a better way to do that? Is there a better platform to do that with? And for me, two things that matter. It's meaningful work and meaningful relationships. I like to work with people at a deep level, and I like to make as big an impact as I possibly can. That's been what I've been doing my whole life. And every time I feel like I'm not doing that, I'm looking for some other way to do that. And that's really what's fulfilling for me. It's the most fulfilling thing that I get to do. And, the other thing that I've said for a long time, I've probably said it, I want to say since probably about 2009, is how do we put all of our fires together and make one burn? And the reason what I mean by that is, how can we get in a situation where everyone is aligned to the same goal, to help each other grow? And, there's the relationship of coaching, but yeah, you got to pay for coaching. There's all kinds of relationships where you can trade money for services. But what if there was a way for us to be aligned in a way that you didn't have to trade money for me to be invested in you and invested in your business and invested in your success? That's really the kind of place that I want to be. I want to be in a place where I don't have to take your money, where I can just work with you and help you be successful. And that's really what I've been looking for probably the last 10 years. I know Michael feels the same way. It's really where we get fulfillment. And there's a book here. I'll share it with you since I'm actually got a copy of it here, called Ray Dalio's Principle. That's probably backwards for you, but you should get it, read it, get it on Audible. It's an incredible book, and his #1 life principle, if you haven't read it, is being radically open-minded. And I was listening this morning at the gym at Cowboy Fit. I was listening to a podcast with Shane. I can't remember Shane's last name, but it's the Farnham Street blog or podcast or whatever. And he was interviewing Ray Dalio, and he was breaking down, like, well, what's the one thing that really started it all in terms of your principles and the way you make decisions in life. And he came back to radically open-minded. He said, man, it's the value of thoughtful disagreement. And I can't tell you how important that is. If you're in a situation where you're not able to be open with your feedback and how you think about something, and have a thoughtful disagreement with someone, then you really aren't going to get the foot up against the limits of your own thinking. You're basically in a place where you're not able to see what may be possible or what you might be missing. And I was fortunate enough to have enough respect for Al when Al reached out to me to want to listen to what Al had to say. And you have to always know that you might be wrong. What are you missing? What could you be missing? And there's a lot of things in life that we've never just experienced, that we've never seen, or we're not even aware of what we don't know, or not aware of what we don't know. And unless you are radically open-minded, you're probably not going to enter into that conversation and really ever get anything out of it. You may miss the whole opportunity, or you may miss the conversation altogether. And we tend to hold on to ideas that are in our head about what we think it is or should be, without actually knowing what other opportunities may be out there. And I said all that to say this, because if Al was to have reached out, and I want to challenge your thinking on this, because this is where, had I not listened, my life direction for the next 10 years, it would have been dramatically different. And I want you to be careful not to make the same mistake. Is, if Al would have said, hey, Jay, are you interested in changing brokerages? I would have said, no, Al, I'm not interested in changing brokerages, but thanks. I appreciate you asking. But no, I'm not interested. In fact, I would have probably emphatically said, there's no way that I can possibly come up with any scenario in my head that I would ever change brokerages. I own my own brokerage. Why would I even consider joining any other brokerage? I can't even fathom an idea in my head that would make me think I should do that. But fortunately for me and for Al, that's not the approach that he took. But when you really think about that, I may have missed an entire opportunity I wouldn't have seen because of the way I was thinking. Okay. And that's what I mean. And I'm not asking anybody here to change brokerages, but what I am going to ask you to do is be open-minded to maybe something you've never seen before, maybe something you've never heard of, or you didn't even know existed, or could exist for that matter. Because when you look at things that way, number one, you're going to have a better perspective on what's possible or what might be out there that maybe you've just never seen before. And for me, it was so mind-blowing that I changed the entire direction of my life. And I am 100% on board with a company called eXp for a lot of reasons. And Al and I did a webinar to break that down, and break down what that opportunity looks like and why we're so excited about it. And I think we uncover a lot of the truth about eXp and what it is that they're doing and how they're doing it. And also a little bit about the people that are behind this company. So
Brett Gove
on there. I can't read and talk at the same time. Al, what am I missing here?
Brent Gove says, I just joined eXp too.
yeah. Brent Gove.
Love you, Brent.
One of the first guys in.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
Let me tell you something. I love Brent Gove. I've known him for a long time, but let me tell you what a help he's been for us. That's what I mean when I say total alignment. When you can pick up the phone and you can call a Brent Gove. When you can pick up the phone, you can call an Al Stasek. You can pick up the phone and you can call me. This company has totally aligned us to really have a financial benefit to helping you be successful. And you can't possibly understand that unless you've seen the webinar. And it's funny because either you get it. This is what will happen. Most of you won't be able to sleep tonight. I shit you not. You won't be able to sleep this weekend. You're gonna be texting me and messaging me and Al, and you're gonna be literally beside yourself because you can't believe that this is actually real. And then you're gonna go through this period where you think you're crazy and you think that maybe this isn't real and there's got to be something that's up with this, and that it can't possibly be real. And then you'll realize that that's not true. And you'll tell people about it, and you'll start seeing how excited they get about it. And then you'll be like, this is unbelievable.
Or maybe they're going to think that we're crazy.
Right.
They may think we're crazy, and they might be right.
And they might be right. They might be right. I can tell you this. I would not want to know about it. That's the last thing I would want is for no one to have told me about it because they thought I wasn't open to listening or whatever the case may be. And you easily could have done that, Al, because yeah, sure, you guys have got this big brokerage, you're going this direction with partner, and there's just no way that it would be possible for us to want to shift or align the direction more or less, really, is what we've done with the eXp. And I'm just glad that you did what you did, and we spent a Saturday talking through it and showing me the opportunity.
Oh man, I appreciate you spending the time. Most people that are on I've been seeing all the people joining right now,
Right.
and if I can I'll make a confession right now about your first point about being open-minded. There's a gentleman on here right now. I'm not going to mention his name and embarrass him. I have a tremendous amount of respect for this guy, and he's been talking to me about joining his brokerage for years. And he's just a leader in our area, and I look at him as a friend. I look at him as someone I look up to. He's smart. He's been telling me the same thing, and I was closed-minded. I found that I had such strong beliefs in what we were doing that I kind of closed my mind to opportunities. And so having said that, I won't ever forget the day because it was your son's birthday. It was literally your son's birthday. I didn't know at the time that his party was about to go on. Your wife was probably not the happiest with me because you were wearing out a spot in the grass in the backyard of your ranch there, talking to me, and I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things. It's one of those moments I'll never forget. And my wife, I could see inside in the house, and she's watching, and I'm just back and forth, and I'm listening, and I'm listening really close. And I encourage everyone to listen twice as hard. If you don't see it, listen twice as hard, and assume that you're wrong. Assume that you're wrong, because if you do that, you can't miss it. The people that miss it, there's a story you're telling yourself, and I can't help you. But if you listen for where you're wrong, what are you telling yourself that is not true? And that's where I want to introduce you to the biggest liar that you'll ever meet, which is I think it's in the headline. So like I said, there's a webinar that we go through this and explain the whole thing where it's going to make a lot more sense to you. Invest that time. I would strongly suggest you do that like now. Both Al and I, you'll get an email afterwards, and you can reach out to us, and we'll happily talk to anybody that wants to talk about it. We're very open about and very much invested in helping people get clear and make a good decision and moving forward with the eXp if that's what you want to do. So we're happy to do that, and we're happy to do that for anybody who's on here. There's a lot of people with the eXp already. Don't hesitate to involve us if you got people that have questions. We're happy to help anybody in this organization. So, but the biggest liar that you might actually ever meet in your life is actually the person that you stare at in the mirror every morning. And I want to tell you what I mean by that, because for a lot of years I spent selling 500 homes a year, telling myself a story that I was getting closer to my goals. And the reality for a lot of folks that have built a big real estate business and a big team, with the turnover and changing of you got all your agents, you end up letting go. You look at how many agents, if you're doing 500 deals a year, I guarantee you this: you have hired and lost a lot of agents. You lost your best ones to opportunity, and you trained your competition, and the worst ones you fired, or you wish you would have fired sooner. And you've got this revolving door business, and it's painful when you really think about the amount of effort that has to go into making this machine run. And we've helped a lot of people build teams, and I think what we've learned is that they're not as profitable when you get to a certain point. They're not quite as profitable. They're very hard to run and manage. And there's got to be a better way, man. I mean, that's what's been driving us for like the last 10 years, man. There's got to be a better way.
Yes.
You can build it up as big as you want to build it, man. But does your life get any better? How much money are you putting aside? Do you have a retirement plan? Do you have what's your company really worth? Let's be honest. Is somebody made you an offer on your company right now? They're giving away ERAs and Coal Bankers and Century 21s, aren't they? They'll pay you to take them. And so how much value do you really have in what you've built? Let's listen to the story you're telling yourself. Are you really telling yourself the truth, or are you caught up in some lies that you're telling yourself? So, and I'm pushing back. I mean, I'm probably going to piss some people off. I mean, that's not uncommon for me to do. So, but know this, it's called tough love, baby. I love you enough to tell you what I know and what I believe is true. And
100-0, baby.
I don't know that what you're doing right now is getting you any closer to your goals, man. This gray hair right here, you work on doing the wrong thing long enough, and you get old. And then you look back and go, damn, I wish I'd have done something different. And that's what I feel like in real estate. There's just been a missing piece
a couple of missing pieces to really aligning and creating opportunity for real estate agents that are out there producing and doing the business. And I think we tell the story pretty well in the webinar. I think you get the picture. But I just wanted to publicly announce this because I've been getting pinged left and right on Twitter, and on my Facebook's blowing up, and people text messaging me, I can't believe you moved to eXp. Oh my gosh, this is great. So, it's pretty awesome. And again, let's just keep it, perspective out. How many agents are there at eXp today, roughly, you think?
It's just over 5,000.
Right. So that's, it's probably near the end of this opportunity then. They're probably about done adding agents probably, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because the other 1,995,000 or whatever that math is, they probably wouldn't be interested. Our work's done. Yeah.
They're probably not interested in this opportunity. They're probably
no.
Probably
so Jay, I don't know if you want to talk about this morning and what happened in the cloud at the eXp leadership on stage.
Right.
And I'm just gonna say two things. One, I didn't know you were going to have me on this, by the way. I would have combed my hair a little bit better. That's number one. Number two, when I knew that Jason Gessing, the CEO, who's an amazing leader, by the way, Glenn Sanford, their entire leader. Oh, what's up, Jason? Yeah, I saw him on. It was kind of just it's hard to describe in words when we were standing on that stage and we were talking about what we've been working on for the last 5 years, which is not just adding value to the lives of real estate agents, but trying to change the consumer experience as it relates to how they view real estate professionals as experts. Most of the public doesn't. And that's really been our mission. Our mission has really been to change not just the way we practice real estate, but why the way the consumer views the real estate professional, which I don't know. I mean, you'll see. I guess it just depends on who's doing the survey. But it's been said that they don't view them at a super high level, and there's many reasons for that. I'm not going to waste valuable time talking about all those reasons. I mean, there's a low barrier of entry, and we all know that. But there really is no one out there that has just spearheaded the consumer experience and making sure that there's tools available to agents so that they know how to become the expert, so they know how to position themselves in their marketplace as the expert, which ultimately is going to lead to a better experience for the client and overall a better career for that agent that we've been coaching. And when we were standing on stage, I got to tell you, I'm glad it was an avatar, and I'm glad that damn avatar couldn't see me getting emotional, but right. I got emotional, and I knew I got emotional for a lot of reasons. One, I love the fact that we get to work together on this level, and it's exciting.
Yeah, buddy.
The other thing is in seeing the future of how we can change the lives of so many people. That was even more exciting, and I'm excited to link arms with you, brother.
Same here, man.
Yep.
I hope everybody, clicks on the link and watches the webinar. But the thing that you have to understand is, imagine if a company decided to financially align me and Al's best interest with making sure you're successful. And imagine what that could be like, that every day you get to work with us and we get to help you be successful, especially if we were adding an additional passive revenue stream in your business, which is exactly what we intend to do. It's really hard unless you really study business models and you understand the complexity of what they had to do in order to come up with this idea and to really nail it. But there's not anyone in this company that's not aligned to your success. And when you do that, it's magical. And I've never seen it before, ever. In any company have I seen something take off because they nailed the business model so well that you can't. It's there's a book called The Tipping Point. You should read it. It's exactly what's about to happen with the eXp. Mark my words, I guarantee it. There's nothing that can stop this company. I don't even know what could possibly stop the train. The train is rolling, and I would just say you better look at it and you better look close. And if you don't see it, you better listen twice as hard and you better ask questions because, and again, I'm never I'm never sold on my own thinking. I want to hear your criticism. I want to hear your thoughtful response to what we're missing. Maybe we don't see something. If you think you can intelligently articulate what's wrong with this business model, I would love to have that conversation.
Well, what's funny about that is that was exactly what I asked you to do. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's exactly how you.
What did I tell you on the phone? We were on the phone.
Said you were about to jump off a cliff and join this company, and that I should that you'd love for me to poke holes in it and take a look at it. Listen, and 4 hours later, after I was still walking back and forth across the yard, I'm like, you know what? I don't think you're missing anything. I think you might be onto something here. This shit is real, and this is an amazing opportunity. And again, not saying, then when you meet Glenn Sanford, the founder, and when you meet Jason Gessing, the CEO, when you meet Vicky, the CEO or the president of the real estate operation, when you meet these people, and then you go to Fort Lauderdale and you go to their event where they only have 5,000 agents across the country, and you see all the agents that have already joined, and then 2 weeks later you've left. You come back home and Glenn Sanford adds me to the Facebook workplace, and they added 50 employees at the corporate level. This ain't no joke, fellas. These guys know what they're doing. This is a legitimate player that no one has found out about yet. It's a publicly traded company on the OTC. You can look it up, do your research, ask your questions, and get smart and get with someone like me or Al so we can talk you through the opportunity or answering your questions or whatever. So, but anyways, yeah, that's all I got. Al, what do you got?
Man, that's all I got. Like I said, I wish I would have fixed my hair a little bit or combed my beard.
Good.
I think just one other thing that is worth mentioning is that you have not made an announcement that you were involved. Obviously, there was some rumors flying around because you were there at we went to Fort Lauderdale together, right. And we went there not for you to be sold on the model.
Right.
You were not going there for that. You were going there to meet leadership.
Right.
And that doesn't really have anything to do with what I was about to say, but what I'm leading into is ever since that day or that week, we have not chased a soul, not one soul. Mm-hmm. We're not out recruiting people. In fact, that's a word it doesn't usually leave our lips. We are fielding messages. We're fielding emails and text messages from people just asking, what am I missing? Right. And helping them get clear. And it's not for everybody. I mean, there's people that it's probably, you should stay right where you're at if you don't see it, and that's fine.